Hi there, this is Guyver, and I'm here to talk to you about some really interesting, really great new plugins from Anarchy Audioworx. I was sent these plugins about a week ago, asked to be a beta tester, trial them out myself, see what I thought about them, and give my honest feedback. So there were 6 plugins that I got sent. I'll talk about my favourite ones. So there's the Vocalator Pro, which is basically an all-in-one audio suite for your vocal processing. So think about any individual plugins you would normally use on your vocals, like compression, de-essing, noise gate, EQ, convolution reverb, delay, even saturation's in there, I think. So that is really, I tested out the plugin. The EQ's really, really clean. The saturation's really nice. Not too much. Just if you just want to add a bit of grit to it. Obviously, convolution reverb. That's it's sort of the best reverb that you can use, to be honest, especially for vocals. And obviously, once you've processed your vocals, you can then save that as a preset all in one. So there's no more messing about with multiple plugins, and I can really recommend that. And you're getting a massive discount on the the Indiegogo version. So if you get in there as an early bird, you're getting a massive deal there. And probably my second favourite one, this is because I've been looking for a plugin really to replace other ones that I've been using. So the Lfo Pro is very similar to Lfo Tool, but it has some differences which I've been looking for. So first and foremost, and this applies to all the plugins, is that the GUI is resizable. So the Lfo Tool, I'm going to compare it to that because I know that's probably what a lot of people use, especially because it's a free plugin. It's very, very small. It's very fiddly to play about with. So I've never really liked using it, even though it's a really cool plugin. So this plugin, the Lfo Pro, it basically does the same. It's a bit more simplified, but in a better way, in my opinion, because you've got everything on one page. You've got your low band sort of side chaining, your high band side chaining, and then your overall volume side chaining. So you can really quickly sort of shape your sound how you want it to be, and then you've got some extra gating functions in there as well. So that's a fantastic plugin, and I think it's £18 on the Indiegogo, and that's a steal. That to me, it's an automatic buy, that, because it has been something that I've been looking for. In other plugins, just the simplicity. Obviously, you get loads of different side chaining plugins, but it's very rare that you find one that just meets all your needs, and this one does. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'll run through the other plugins. There's a phaser plugin. It's called Pulsar. That's brilliant. It's a really simple phaser plugin. If you just want that classic phaser sound, and to be honest, like, simplicity is the way to go with certain plugins and certain effects. And some phaser plugins that I use, like, you can be tweaking them and then you'll completely lose the sound and it gets a bit irritating to use. And these, the Pulsar plugin, I can see it's been modelled a little bit on some of the Native Instruments effects. So if you're familiar with their GUIs, it's right up your street. And then we'll move on to the Beef VST, which is basically it's like a saturation and a bit reducer. So if you like really crunchy, crunchy sounds, you could use that basically. However, it depends on what you want to do. Sometimes I like to do that on like a lead or a bass sort of orientated sound. You can make sort of like really growly sort of effects with things like that. So, and then we've got the Anarchy Comp, which, to be honest, I haven't used that as much as the other plugins. I didn't test it out as much, mainly because I don't really use a lot of compression on my sounds, like in a sense of I do a lot of layering, and if I'm going to compress something, I usually compress it and bounce it down and then layer it with something else, because I like to keep a natural sound. But from what I tried out, it sounded really, really good. It's got a really cool modern GUI. Again, it's resizable, and it has all like the really cool features like automatic gain, which is it's really, really handy, that especially for saving your ears. And it also has a dry and wet function, so you can do parallel compression direct into the plugin. So I think the only one left to talk about is the duplex plugin, which is, I think it's modelled slightly on the Roland chorus effect, and you get some really cool sort of like when you mess about with the feedback, you get some really cool chorus effects in there that I haven't really come across in other choruses. It's got a very distinct sound. So yeah, they're all the plugins. You're getting them for really good prices on this Indiegogo project. Obviously there are limited amounts for these plugins, so you want to get in there quickly. They've got my seal of approval. I'm definitely going to be using the Lfo Pro and the Vocalator Pro on my new album Sign Language, and I'll probably be doing some more in-depth reviews of them two plugins as I play about with them more. So yeah, support Anarchy Audioworx and get yourself some new plugins, and you have a great day. Cheers.